My Home Hero's first episode begins with a man gasping at the sight of a horrific car accident on the highway. In the meantime, a man is on the phone with his daughter, who has requested that they meet at a restaurant. While there, the man checks his phone for feedback on his work. Suddenly, his daughter appears, disguised. Reika's father informs her that he would like to visit her flat later and requests that she remove her disguise. When Reika takes off her mask, her father is taken aback by the number of bruises on her face. Reika informs her father that she has fallen, but he believes her boyfriend has abused her. Reika departs, and her father embarrasses himself. When Rieka's father arrives at the flat, he notices her boyfriend discussing his abuse with his friends. Rieka's father is hesitant to confront her boyfriend and is interrupted by someone who appears to be in cahoots with Rieka's boyfriend. The man assaults Rieka's father while photographing him. He warns him not to tell anyone what happened here. Rieka's father goes to an internet cafe and informs his wife that he will not be returning home tonight. The next day, Rieka's father informs his boss that he will be absent from work due to injuries. As a recluse, he listens to music composed by Reika called Tetsuo's theme. This is the name of her father. Tetsuo recalls Reika saying she won't play this again, so he'll have to pay 30,000 yen for a CD if he wants to listen to it. Tetsuo arrives at Rieka's flat because he previously borrowed her spare key. He wishes to investigate her quarters in order to determine whether the man he saw was Rieka's boyfriend. Tetsuo hides in the closet when he hears the man approaching. Rieka's boyfriend enters the flat and informs his friend that he intends to milk Reika for her money and then dump her. He rambles on about previous victims and wishes to inherit Rieka's grandfather's estate. Someone informs Rieka's boyfriend that Tetsuo is following him. Tetsuo attempts to call Reika about the situation, but he drops the phone. Rieka's boyfriend hears her cell phone go off before opening the closet door. While Rieka's boyfriend yells on the phone, Tetsuo swears to protect his family at any cost. At the same time, a man named Kubo arrives at the complex, upset that Rieka's boyfriend isn't returning his phone calls. He instructs one of his men, Kyoichi, to go inside and bring him here. Tetsuo's wife walks into the flat. She notices Rieka's boyfriend's dead body on the ground and Tetsuo crying next to it. A flashback to what happened between Tetsuo and Rieka's boyfriend is shown. Tetsuo had murdered Rieka's boyfriend with an electronic device. Tetsuo's wife argues that he should not be alarmed because he most likely acted in self-defense. He informs his wife that they are up against the Yakuza because Rieka's boyfriend may have worked for them. Tetsuo's wife suggests burying this murder to make people believe it's a missing persons case. She realizes she did it for Rieka's sake, so she asks Tetsuo to help her hide Rieka's boyfriend's body. Meanwhile, Kyoichi informs Kubo of the situation, and he suspects Nobuto was involved. Reika returns to her flat, where her parents greet her and Tetsuo informs her that Nobuto plans to murder her. He tells Reika to go home with her mother tonight and refuses to allow her to visit any of the rooms. Reika's mother notices her wounds and confirms that they were caused by Nobuto. Reika's mother jokes that people who abuse others should be killed, but Reika isn't in the mood to laugh. Reika sobs and tells her mother that Nobuto should have treated her better. They leave Tetsuo behind at the apartment, with Kyoichi intends to investigate because he wishes to learn who Rieka's mother spoke with. Tetsuo is about to cut Nobuto's body apart when he hears someone fiddling with the front door. He hides because he believes this is one of Nobuto's friends. Meanwhile, we see a flashback of Kubo discussing his thoughts on killing people with someone. Following that, the man negotiates a financial transaction with someone over the phone. This appears to be Nobuto's father, and he dispatched Kubo and Kyoichi to retrieve his son after not hearing from him in 8 hours. Kyoichi discovers Nobuto's dead body inside the bathtub at the end of the episode. The second episode of My Home Hero begins with Reika and her mother splitting up as Kubo orders his men to find Reika. Meanwhile, Kyoichi runs into Tetsuo, who is disguised as a maid named Suzuki. Tetsuo is concerned when Kyoichi calls Nobuto's phone and does not receive a callback. Kyoichi returns to Kubo's car and informs him of the incident. Kubo instructs Kyoichi to keep an eye on Reika, and that if all else fails, they will kidnap her. Meanwhile, Tetsuo is relieved that he was able to destroy Nobuto's phone. His wife arrives with the items he requested and confirms that Reika was sent to their house. Tetsuo intends to cook Nobuto's body in the bathtub by converting it into a pot. He instructs his wife to return home and prepare a meal for Reika. Tetsuo is getting ready to cook Nobuto's body. At the same time, Kubo pays a visit to Nobuto's father, who inquires about his son. Tetsuo returns home after completing his operation. Reika asks if she can go back to her flat, but Tetsuo says no. Tetsuo's mother invites Reika to stay for a few days. Reika is opposed but concedes. She puts on a movie and sits down to watch it. Tetsuo reflects on the 18 years since Reika's birth and expresses gratitude that everyone has survived this long. Tetsuo awakens from a nightmare and describes how he resurrected Nobuto's bones and flesh. He can dry his bones, but he must do something with his flesh. Before he leaves, his wife informs him that a black car has been parked in the same spot for some time. Tetsuo wonders if they're being watched but wants to see how they react if they are. Tetsuo instructs his wife to notify him if the people in the car begin to follow him. Tetsuo drives away, realizing he's not the one they're looking for. Tetsuo walks into the shop to buy some gardening tools. And while he's there, some men approach his car, wondering if Tetsuo hid a body in the suitcase. Someone informs Kyoichi that the suitcase contains only clothes and towels, no organs. Tetsuo returns to discover that his suitcase has been tampered with. Tetsuo texts his wife, informing her that he is being watched. Tetsuo is nervous, but he believes Nobuto's friends are unaware of his death and that they are still investigating. Tetsuo returns home and informs his wife that they will use a compost accelerator to remove Nobuto's body from this room. Reika storms into the room, noticing all of the plants her parents have in their room. Her mother says they plan to start a plant garden, but Reika says an outdoor garden is preferable. Kyoichi instructs Shingo to pose as Tanagawa, a property appraiser. Kyoichi enters the house through the back door while chatting with Tetsuo and his family. Something is wrong with the back door, Reika realizes. At the same time, something catches Kyoichi's eye, but he learns from his allies that Shingo is in trouble. Shingo departs as Tetsuo and his wife suspect he is working for those who are watching them. They rush into their room to see if anything is wrong. Kyoichi, who is hiding in their closet, overhears their conversation. Kyoichi has a bad feeling about Tetsuo and his family, but he reports back to his men in the car. Later, Reika takes a shower, and her mother discovers that someone had installed a listening device in their outlet ports. She shows it to Tetsuo and informs her that the back door was also left unlocked. Tetsuo and his wife make up a story about a strange stalker, while Kyoichi and his men listen in. Tetsuo and his wife proceed to remove Nobuto's body from their room, as planned. Tetsuo's wife wonders how he knows so much about murders, but Tetsuo claims he's read a lot of mystery books in the past. His wife agrees to assist him in disposing of the body because she is as concerned about Reika as he is. Tetsuo departs in the morning, having confirmed that they completed their mission and buried Nobuto's body. He wonders as he walks if he did everything correctly and did not leave any traces. Tetsuo is tased by Kyoichi at the end of the episode, while his wife is ambushed by a group of men. Alright my weebs, that's it for today's anime recap. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss out on our next video. Drop a comment and let us what you think about the anime. Stay tuned, stay epic.